I assume that you guys rarely eat out. I assume that you are the boss in your marriage. Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a video where I basically read your assumptions about me, my relationship, my family, all those things. I asked you guys what you assumed about me, so we're going to read over them and I'll be responding to those. So before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notification bell, and give this video a big thumbs up. Let's try to get this video to like 200 likes just for... I mean, why not? First assumption is I assume that you are the boss in your marriage. So this is actually a really funny assumption because people assume that because I am the more loud, like, alpha one, just because my husband's really laid back and quiet. And actually, the video that I seen prior to this was one of the assumption videos that I came across, and somebody actually assumed that about their marriage, literally word for word said, I assume that you're the boss in your marriage. And her husband's really chill and laid back like my husband is, and she kind of just looked at him and he was like, he goes, I just let you think that you are. And literally when I read that assumption to my husband, he responded the exact same way. He was like, I let you think that you are. So just so funny, which is actually really true because he's just laid back. He just kind of goes with whatever I say. But if there's ever like a situation where like he just needs to make the decision, or if he's just like he usually just lets me think I'm the boss. He just lets me go with whatever I want. But if there's ever a situation where like he feels very strongly that he needs to make a decision, he will make that decision. I 100% respect that. Don't argue with that, because I can always tell like when he like no means no, or we need to do this or we need to do that, because he rarely ever says anything. Next assumption is that you have an awesome family. I do have an awesome family. I assume that you guys rarely eat out. False assumption. We eat out a lot. I say that. We used to eat out a whole lot, but now my husband usually buys groceries like throughout the week, or he'll buy groceries on Sunday. He eats out every single day because his boss and them go out to eat for their lunch. That's kind of when they like meet. So he eats out lunch every day, but at home, like if we have groceries, it's just me, Lakin, and Tucker takes a bottle. And so me and Lakin will just eat something at home. We usually snack for breakfast usually, and then we'll eat some lunch, and then for dinner, Brandon may bring home something, or if we just got groceries, I'll make something, but don't get it twisted. I don't really cook, so like frozen pizza, sandwiches type thing. But on the weekends, we literally probably eat out the entire weekend. I know we probably shouldn't, judge me if you will, but yeah. I assume that you are all in perfect health. Did I answer your question with the last one? Because, yeah, no, we're not. I am the mom that lets my kids have sodas. They have sodas. I do cut back their sodas, but mainly because they get UTIs really easy, and they have since they were like newborn. So we don't do a lot, but I do let them have it. My kids eat candy. My kids are the kids that will eat a M&M that they found from probably a year ago. They'll eat Doritos off the floor. I am not a very health freak mom. We do not eat organic. More power to the mothers out there that can keep up with all that. I just have that's not a battle I choose to fight. However, my kids and I and my husband, like, we all really love like healthy foods. Like, we love vegetables, we love salads, we love meat. Like, we love healthy foods, and we do eat them, but we also are not in perfect health. Now, I said all that with the idea of eating healthy in mind. As far as like our wellness, like as far as like being sick and stuff, like even still, you know, overall, I'm blessed. I'm healthy. So is my husband. So are my kids. They don't get us sick a ton. We all battle allergies terribly, but that's like very minute. So yeah, I would just say overall, we're healthy people. Do we eat healthy and feed our body healthy? Not always. Next assumption is that your family does a lot of stuff together, and that is very accurate. We do a lot of stuff together. We are big family-oriented family. Like, family is my favorite, and it's my husband's too. Like, we just really enjoy family. That is our favorite people to be around. So yeah, we do a lot together. I assume that you live on Red Bull, and that is very accurate. again, judge if you will. People are going to say what they gotta say, or Red Bull will kill you, or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, so will sodas, so will a honey bun after so many times of eating it. Like, there's a lot that will kill you, and a Red Bull may, and that might be how I go, but it's also how I survive. I assume that you're a cool mom. I mean, you know. No, I like to think so. You know what I mean? I like to, I can't really take on that title with my kids yet because they're young and I don't really know what they would consider a cool mom. But, my little sister she just turned 14. And so, and I'm about to be 30, so we have a big age gap there. So she's always been more like a child, like my child to me rather than my sister. I've always like taken her on more in a nurturing way than like a sibling way. So I try to do fun stuff with her. I try to treat her as if I will when the girls get older. So I mean, again, I like to think that I would be. Assume that you deal with all the finances and make most of those decisions. Okay, so that's a good one. I've always been very, very, very independent. Very independent. I want to be in control. I've always been like really anal about like bills and getting them paid and like not being late and all that kind of thing. Always been that way. And then as I've spoken in a video previously, or a couple of them actually, I think I've brought this up. When I was pregnant with Lakin, we did decide for me to be a stay-at-home mother. Just because that was just financially what we wanted, and it's more ultimately what I wanted in a goal. And so Brannon was like, at this point, you know, because our babysitter did quit on us suddenly, that was keeping Charlie, and so it would be too expensive to put them in daycare at that time. So as you know, in comparison to what my income was bringing in at that point, and so he was like, this is just the time you just need to be a stay-at-home mom. And of course I was ecstatic, but I did go through a very rough transition of becoming dependent on Brannon as far as finances go. But even though the finances were in his control, I still kind of handled the bills. But since we didn't have two separate bank accounts, it was just all his and all that stuff. He slowly took over the bills. And he just kind of has most of things like auto drafting and knows when certain things he preferred, since it was his income, he preferred to just take over, and I didn't really argue, even though it was hard for me. I did not really argue the fact that he wanted to take over bills because they stressed me out anyway. So no, I used to be, for actually probably 75% of our marriage and relationship I was, but now he has taken over that. So yeah. This one's super sweet. I read over it before and I'm going to read it out loud because it's super, super sweet. Candace says, I assume that you don't know just how special you are. Your followers absolutely adore you, and we love following your journey and seeing you accomplish everything you set your mind to. We have fallen in love with you and your beautiful family, and you mean the world to us. Your heart is pure gold and you're an inspiration to so many. Keep up the amazing work because it's all going to pay off. And I wanted to read that out loud because it meant so much to me that you took out the time to encourage me. So just wanted to shout you out, Candace, and say thank you so much for supporting me and encouraging me and just being with me along the way. I really, really, really appreciate each and every one of you so, so much. I assume you spend a lot on makeup. Accurate, I do. I assume you really want your YouTube channel to grow. You're doing awesome, by the way. Thank you for that. And yes, I do. My older brother said he assumed that I smelled bad, and I just bathed, so no. I've always assumed that you and Brannon never fight. Okay, so this is a good one because we used to fight a lot. A lot. Like, I don't even know how to explain to you guys how much we used to fight. It was a lot of bickering. Our personalities are very different. We're very different people, so we clashed and we were learning each other. Like, literally, even after we were married, after we had Charlie, like, it was still, like, a big thing. And yes, we have, like, over the past couple years, I would say the past year or two, we've gotten to a point where we really kind of understand each other. I mean, I would still consider that we are a new marriage, even though we've been married for 7 years, together for 9, and you know, 7 years is it's good for our age and our generation, but it's not very, very long, so I still consider it like kind of new. But I feel like that we are now at the point in our marriage where our arguments are more just like small bickers. Like we've probably each year I would say that we might get into 2 to 3 for real big fights. Like not physical, but like a for real big, this is a huge deal, like all day, yada yada yada, argument fight. Maybe 2 to 3. The rest of the year, anytime we fight, it's like, it's not even a fight. It's literally like a bicker back and forth, frustrated, and then we can literally pick up the phone and, you know, whatever. I prefer it that way. We've both always been very easy to forgive. Forgiving is one thing, but forgiving quickly is another, and I feel like we've really caught on to the forgive quickly thing. And that's why I encourage you guys in our relationship Q&A, forgive quickly. Don't just forgive. Forgive is huge, but the quicker you forgive and the more you think about how small or big it is, like once you realize and you weigh it out, make sure you do that quickly. Like think about it in your head immediately. When you start getting mad and you walk away, in your head think, is this temporary? Does it really, really, really matter to the core? You know, whatever. If it doesn't, just forgive quickly, let it go, move on. It makes life a lot easier. And last but not least, this one says, I assume that you never sleep. And honey, you are correct. I never sleep. And that is literally me even before I had Tucker, before I had Lakin. I would say it actually came around when Charlie came, because before Charlie, I slept pretty decent. And Charlie and Lakin both, like, they started sleeping through the night really early on. Charlie was, like, started sleeping through the night at, like, 3 weeks. Lakin was at, like, 3 months. Tucker, for the most part, sleeps through the night. Like, he'll sleep, and then he'll take a bottle and then go back to sleep. So, technically, I guess he sleeps through the night, because I do have to feed him that one time, but he goes right back to sleep. He doesn't stay awake or anything. But even with that, like, they're all in bed right now asleep. And here I am filming. And even if I didn't have to film, I'd be up and just kind of having me time. I've always been one that thought sleep was overrated, and if our bodies didn't require it, I would not want it. I know there's people out there that are like, what the heck? But sleep is not big to me. Like, I would rather do stuff with my time. I feel like sleep is a waste of time. Now, mind you, when I wake up in the morning and I am super, super sleepy and like exhausted, of course I want to go back to sleep. But even like throughout the day, if I get into a spot where I'm like over the top exhausted, I don't even want to take a nap, because I feel like I can do something with my time. It's during the day. I feel like sleeping is just a waste of time. And again, when everybody goes to sleep, like, I could go to sleep, but I could also have some time to myself and just relax, and that's what I end up choosing to do. But then, along with that, I do have a kid that wakes up, and sometimes he doesn't sleep. And so there are majority nights I get about 5 hours of sleep, max. But there are very frequent nights that I get maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep. And yeah, I'm tired, but I function. And I get a lot done being awake. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm going to start doing like challenges, and of course I will stay in the beauty realm and that kind of thing, because I love the beauty aspect. That's the whole reason I started YouTube. But I really love like the vlogging, the challenges, the Q&As, the assumptions, and I may even start doing some pranks. Do you guys into that? Do you guys want this to even be that kind of thing? If not, I totally won't do it, because if I do pranks, it'll totally be for you guys and your entertainment purposes only. But I love pranking people. I think it's fun. But I don't know if you guys would want to see that kind of thing. But I love challenges, and you guys did say you like the vlogging and challenges, so we'll definitely be coming for that. But if you have any other video ideas that you'd love to see from me or my family, please let me know. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.